Introduction: Unlocking the Mysteries of Ancient Navigation. The history of humanity's relationship with water is often associated with civilizations that flourished near oceans and seas. Stories of the seafaring Phoenicians or Polynesians dominate narratives of early navigation. However, mounting evidence suggests that the origins of nautical knowledge may trace even further back to prehistoric Africa. Long before modern coastlines took shape, Africa was home to vast megalakes, colossal bodies of fresh water that dwarfed many of today's largest lakes. These massive lakes, formed during climatic fluctuations in the late Pleistocene and early Holocene epochs, could have provided early humans with opportunities to experiment with boat building, water navigation, and trade. This overlooked chapter in human history offers fascinating insights into how our ancestors adapted to shifting environments and developed skills that may have laid the groundwork for future maritime exploration. The Megalakes of prehistoric Africa, a vast inland sea network. During periods of intensified rainfall, Africa's arid landscapes transformed into sprawling networks of lakes and wetlands. Among the most notable were Lake Mega-Chad, Lake Mega-Fazzan, and prehistoric versions of Lake Turkana. These megalakes were not mere puddles in the desert. They were expansive inland seas. At its peak, approximately 7,000 years ago, Lake Mega-Chad covered around 400,000 square kilometers, surpassing the size of modern-day California. Likewise, Lake Mega-Fazzan in Libya and ancient versions of Lake Turkana in East Africa formed vast freshwater ecosystems that sustained an abundance of life. These megalakes were interconnected by an intricate system of rivers, creating natural waterways that facilitated movement and possibly even trade. Archaeological surveys along these ancient shorelines have uncovered fishhooks, harpoons, pottery shards, and evidence of semi-permanent settlements. These findings indicate that prehistoric communities capitalized on the lake's resources for fishing, farming, and gathering, underscoring the importance of these waterways in sustaining early human populations. Evidence of early watercraft, tracing the origins of navigation. The question arises, if humans settled along these immense lakes, did they venture onto the water? Rock art, archaeological remains, and ethnographic parallels suggest they did. Petroglyphs found in the Tassili Naja Plateau of Algeria and the Tibesti Mountains of Chad depict elongated boat-like structures with paddlers aboard, images that date back over 8,000 years. These carvings provide some of the earliest visual evidence of watercraft use in human history. What did these boats look like? Scholars theorize they were constructed from locally available materials, reeds, wood, and animal hides. Similar to the papyrus boats used by ancient Egyptians, these vessels were likely lightweight and maneuverable, ideal for fishing, transporting goods, or traveling between settlements. Excavations near the shores of ancient lakes have revealed tools and artifacts made from materials not native to the immediate area, such as obsidian sourced from distant regions. This suggests that early Africans engaged in rudimentary trade networks facilitated by lake travel. Cultural and technological implications of early lake navigation. Mastering navigation across vast megalakes required a profound understanding of natural cues. Prehistoric navigators would have needed to interpret wind patterns, lake currents, and seasonal fluctuations to travel safely. This environmental knowledge, honed through generations of experience, likely laid the foundation for more complex navigation techniques later used in riverine and maritime environments. The influence of these early nautical skills may be seen in later African cultures. River-based civilizations, such as those along the Nile or the Niger River, possibly inherited and refined these practices, developing sophisticated trade networks that spanned thousands of kilometers. These advancements challenge the long-held view that Africa was peripheral to early maritime development and emphasized the continent's central role in technological and cultural evolution. Scientific studies and modern investigations. Modern technology has revolutionized our understanding of these ancient lakes. Satellite imagery and remote sensing technologies have allowed scientists to map the now dry lake beds and reconstruct their historical extents. Sediment cores taken from these basins reveal layers of organic material, pollen, and microfossils that paint a vivid picture of climatic conditions and ecological diversity during periods of maximum lake expansion. Furthermore, genetic research on human populations provides compelling evidence that these prehistoric waterways facilitated migration and cultural exchange. By navigating megalakes, ancient populations could have connected with distant groups, spreading innovations in toolmaking, agriculture, and language. Some studies even suggest that significant climatic shifts, which caused the lakes to shrink or disappear, may have spurred migrations that shaped the genetic diversity of modern African populations. Broader implications: rethinking human innovation and exploration. The possibility that early humans honed their nautical skills on Africa's prehistoric lakes reframes our understanding of human ingenuity. These megalakes served not only as vital resources for food and water, but also as platforms for innovation. Faced with the challenges of navigating vast expanses of water, early humans displayed remarkable adaptability, crafting boats, developing navigational knowledge, and establishing rudimentary trade routes. This perspective also challenges Eurocentric historical narratives that often emphasize Mediterranean and Atlantic maritime traditions while overlooking Africa's contributions. The skills developed on these ancient inland seas may have had far-reaching effects, influencing navigation practices that spread beyond Africa and set the stage for future oceanic exploration. Legacy and future exploration. Though the megalakes have long since receded, their legacy endures. Many of the dry basins and seasonal wetlands that remain are living records of a dynamic environmental past. Archaeologists, climatologists, and geneticists continue to piece together this complex puzzle, revealing how ancient lakes shaped not just ecosystems, but the course of human history. These findings also carry modern-day relevance. As contemporary societies grapple with climate change and shifting water resources, studying how prehistoric humans adapted to similar challenges offers valuable lessons in resilience and innovation. The megalakes of Africa remind us that the spirit of exploration and adaptation is deeply embedded in our species' history. Could it be that the earliest navigators, braving the calm but expansive waters of prehistoric Africa, set humanity on a path that would eventually span the globe? As research progresses, one thing becomes clear: the journey across water and into the unknown is a fundamental part of what it means to be human.